Hello everyone. Today I will be presenting a comprehensive reflection on the course Engineering Ethics and Sustainable Development. This presentation covers key learnings from all four modules, my personal insights, and the actions I plan to take as a future engineer. This course has helped me understand that engineering is not just about technical skills. It is also about responsibility towards society, environment, and future generation. Let me start with Module 1, which focused on the basics of ethics. One of the main things I understood is the difference between personal ethics and professional ethics. Sometimes what we personally believe may not match what is expected professionally, and in those situations, we have to make responsible decisions. This module also emphasizes qualities like integrity, responsibility, and professionalism. It made it clear that being an engineer is not just about technical skills, but also about being honest and accountable. We also learned about things like data, privacy, cybersecurity, and even gender inclusivity, which are very relevant in today's world. What really stayed with me is that ethics is not just a theory, it actually affects the real life decisions. And sometimes doing the right thing can be difficult, but it is really necessary. Moving on to the second module, this was about environmental ethics. This module changed how I look at nature. Earlier, I used to think of nature mainly as a resource, but now I understand that it has its own value. We learned about these perspectives like human centric, life centric, and earth centric thinking. And honestly, the earth centric approach made the most sense to me because everything in nature is connected. We also studied sustainable engineering and the idea of balancing economics, social, and environmental factors. This module made me realize that development should not only from the cost of the environment, but we need a balance. Moving on to Module 3, we focused on water management and sustainability. One important thing I learned is that how serious the issue of water scarcity is becoming. Factors like overusing, population, and climate changing are making it worse. We also studied practical solutions like rainwater harvesting, wastewater recycling, and smart irrigations. Another interesting concept was zero waste, especially the 5 R's, which are refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. And we also learned about the circular economic, which focus on reducing waste and reusing resources instead of just throwing away things. This module made me more aware of how my everyday actions impact resources like water. It made the issue feels very real. Finally, Module 4. Module 4 was about renewable energy and climate change. We learn about different energy sources like solar, wind, hydropower, and how they can help reduce pollution. We also studied climate change in detail, such as causes, effects, and how it impacts both nature and human life. But what stood out to me is the role of an engineer, not just in reducing emission, but also in designing systems that can adapt to climate change. This module made me realize how urgent the climate issue is and how important is it for an engineer to be a part of the solution. Looking back at all four modules, I feel like this course has really changed the way I think about engineering. Earlier, I used to see engineering mainly as a technical field, problem solving, building systems, and focusing on efficiency. But now I understand that every engineering decision has ethical, social, and environmental impacts. One thing that stood out to me is how often engineers face difficult choices like balancing profit with safety. or development with environmental protection. These are not always easy decisions and they require strong ethical judgment. I also realized that sustainability is not just a concept, it's something we need to actively participate in real life. Let it be conserving water, reducing waste, or using clean energy. Another important takeaway for me was the idea of responsibility. As future engineers, we not just have responsibility towards our work, but also for the impact on social society and future generation. Overall, this course made me more aware, more responsible, and more conscious about the kind of engineer I want to become. Based on what I've learned, there are few things I would like to actively follow in the future. First would be I want to make sure that I always act with honesty and integrity, whether it's in academics or in my professional career. Second, I want to consider sustainability in everything I do. This means making choices that reduce environmental impacts. I also want to stay aware of ethical issues, especially in areas like technology, data privacy, and environmental impacts, and make responsible decisions even when it's difficult. Another important goal for me is to keep learning and improving, not just technically but also ethically, so that I can make more better decisions in real life situations. And finally, I want to contribute positively to society by using my knowledge and skills in a way that benefit people and protect the environment. These are the small steps, but I believe they can make a big difference in the long run. As of now, to conclude, this course really changed my perspective on engineering. I now understand that engineering is not just about building things, it's also about making decisions that affect people, society, and the environment. In the future, I want to be an engineer who acts ethically, thinks sustainably, and contribute positively to society. Thank you.